Little bit of technical issues, but we're going to work through these as quickly as we can. Looks like our frame rate is, looks like it's still a little bit on the choppier side. I think we got things straightened out here as we got qualifying underway here at Daytona. Just kicking off in the season opener here again in the Trackhouse NASCAR Outlet ARCA series here with the Doghouse Racing League. Again, I do apologize for that little bit of a hiccup here at the start of the race, but looks like we got things figured out now and we are getting ready for some exciting racing here from Daytona International Speedway. Couple of drivers on track right now, getting ready, qualifying underway. Here's Mark Dumont in the 14, coming down off the short chute and towards the tri-oval here at Daytona. Gary O'Meo currently at the top of the leaderboard. Machine coming down. Let's see, it looks like he is just coming off of turn number 4, and he's going to make his way down onto towards pit road. Grant Chermak coming down off of turn number 4, making his way to the stripe. Currently in the second position, here's Richard Leclerc in the 117. Making his way down the backstretch towards turn number 3. For those watching in the chat, let me know if everything looks smooth and clear on your end. A moment ago, we did have a little bit of a hiccup. Want to make sure that everything is looking good now that we've got that straightened out. As Leclerc comes down across the stripe, his second lap is going to keep him there in the 5th position. Here's Christopher Simon in the 21, coming down the backstretch and into turn number 3. As Jamie Horn jumps up into the 2nd position in the 98 machine. Down into turn number 1, trying to keep that car right down on the bottom of the racetrack. As Christopher Simon just goes 4th quickest on his lap. See Chris Leftwich just making his way off of turn number 2 as well. So you got about 35 seconds left here in qualifying. Again, sorry for the little bit of a delay on the start here, but we got things figured out. As Chris Leftwich comes down across the stripe. And he will be good for the 13th position. As that is going to do it here for qualifying. We're going to get ready to take a look at our starting grid. And on pole here tonight will be the 7 of Gary O'Meo. Jamie Horn going to roll off from the 2nd position. Then Grant Chermak and Christopher Simon in row number 2. Daniel Wilkerson in the 28th rolls off from the 5th spot with Brandon Lopez in the 6th position. Richard Leclerc and Mike Leftwich make up row number 4. Row 5 will find Kevin Brown and Ken Byers, followed by Mark Dumont and Jess McMahon back in row number 6. Row 7, it's Chris Leftwich and Michael Dow, followed by Stephen Bonomo and Eric Warman, Kevin Thompson, John Smith, Robert Lawson, and Jonathan Jennings, rounding out the rest of the field here tonight. Jonathan Jennings, in a very unfamiliar number, going to run the 57 this year. Of course, tonight's race and all season long is brought to you by Trackside NASCAR Outlet. Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecasts, including Cup, Xfinity, truck, driver apparel, hats, jackets, and more. They offer everything from full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at www.tracksidenascaroutlet.com. Of course, is everything good with the broadcast? Thank you, Miguel. I do appreciate that. So another partner here tonight is Group 6. Rev up your brand's potential with Group 6 at every turn of the Doghouse Racing League season. As your creative marketing powerhouse, we're here to fuel your success, accelerate your impact, and steer your brand towards victory. Group 6, where every race is an opportunity to outshine and outperform. Discover more at group6.inc. Also, Auto Pros, the new sponsor for the series. Auto Pros is your full-service auto center in Roxborough, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, Roxborough, North Carolina. I don't know where I got that from. They specialize in foreign and domestic transmission repair, but can also handle all of your everyday auto needs. ASC certified technicians are standing by to help you in your time of need. Call 336-322-3230 if you're in Roxborough area and ask for Bill. Finally, your series sponsor, or your race sponsor here tonight is Nap Daddy Racing. Originally started as an iRacing design shop, Nap Daddy Racing is now expanded to be your one-stop shop for all your racing needs. From custom paints, templates, and team branding, and much more, Nap Daddy Racing has you covered. Head on over to napdaddyracing.com and be sure to check out their free stuff tab. Don't forget, we will have a stage end here tonight on lap number 22. They don't throw the caution in this league, but the stage will end. They will award points for those drivers. As the green flag flies, and we are racing here at Daytona. And already we see some pushing and shoving happening on that top lane, trying to get something going early. As Christopher Simon eases out front with a big push from Brandon Lopez, one car down on the apron. That is Jamie Horn. Makes her way off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch for the first time this season. On the bottom there, Brandon Lopez getting a shove from Gary O'Meal as Christopher Simon falls back a little bit, loses some energy on the high side. He's got his teammate Mike Leftwich right behind, trying to push that 21 ahead. Right now, that bottom lane a little bit more formed up as they make their way off of turn number 4 and down the short chute. The field down into turn number 2. As Gary Mayo still trying to push that number 3 of Brandon Lopez out to the front. Now the top lane starting to get a little bit more in line. We see the 24 up there. Jessica McMahon already making some moves, up 6 spots from where he started. Right in front of him, the 99 of Kevin Myers trying to get something going up on that high side as well. Bottom lane starting to get a little bit more single file now, starting to spread things out as Christopher Simon takes over the top spot with Mike Leftwich in tow. Now we're going to see that energy coming from that bottom lane, as that's where everybody is the closest. We say the energy, that is when these cars get lined up. If you're new to super speedway racing, the closer these cars can get together and the more in line they can get, the faster they're going to go. That's exactly what we're seeing on that bottom line. Top line doesn't have quite as many cars, so they're going to be a little bit slower up on that high side. Field makes their way down through turns 1 and 2. It's a brand new ARCA car that was just released not too long ago. So these drivers haven't had too much opportunity to get much practice in these cars as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 4. But side-by-side racing and some good racing so far with these ARCA cars is, ooh, a little, looks like Christopher Simon might have had a connection issue. He has disappeared from the screen. Now he's back out in front as we see the 99 of Kenneth Byers making his way up on that high side, trying to get something going. But here comes that bottom lane hooked back up as Christopher Simon, Mike Leftwich, and Brandon Lopez work that low side. Gary Amio not too far behind as they go 3 wide right behind. Christopher Leftwich splits the meat, comes the meat in the sandwich there, and goes up through the middle. Fortunately, normally when you have one car there, it is a bit of a death sentence, and you're seeing exactly that right now as Christopher Simon had some momentum for a second. Now he's starting to fall back a little bit on that middle lane. He's going to fall all the way behind. It looks like the either the 9 of Bunomo. A lot of new paint jobs out there, so just trying to get figured out. Nope, that was the 10 of John Smith up on the high side. So familiar places, familiar faces in new places here tonight, as Brandon Lopez makes a big move up to the high side. He's going to try to get a shove here from the 99 of Ken Byers. Right along with Justin McMahon. You see just how much these cars move around here in the draft. As they run nose to tail, and you hear just how much on and off the throttle McMahon was right there, trying to keep from running into the back of the car in front of him. Now Ken Byers getting the push to the front. He is going to take over the lead, with Justin McMahon giving him the shove to the front. Ooh, tight racing there. As we just saw, that looked like the 20. I think that's the 31 of Eric Warman. No, I take it back. That was the 20 of Michael Dow. Was not quite clear and almost got turned there. Fortunately for him, heads up driving for these drivers is lots of jockeying for position up front as Brandon Lopez moves back up to the high side. He's going to do a little side drafting here on that 99, trying to get himself back up to the front. Again, if you're not familiar too much with super speedway racing, you can see that big spoiler on the back of these cars. If you can pull up right alongside your opponent, you can actually dump all the air coming off your car like a wake right onto that big spoiler and slow them down quite a bit. As much as 3 to 5 miles an hour. Oh, we got one around in the back here. Eric Moore and John Smith around. Heavy damage to the 10 of John Smith. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to continue. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. And I think there might have been a little bit of net code here. We'll take a look in the slow motion. Yeah, you see the 21 disappear. And when he comes back in, both the 31, the 10, and that looks like the, let's see, try to see who that is as well. The 47 of Robert Lawson caught up in that as well. Also looks like the 6 of Kevin Thompson with heavy damage. Yeah, you see the 6 of Kevin Thompson on pit road. Jamie Horn coming down pit road. Looks like he's going to take some tires and fuel here. Don't think he got any damage in that. There's Eric Warman, John Smith. So heavy damage to those drivers involved in that one. Here in the Doghouse Racing League, they do not run resets, so any damage that these drivers get, they'll either have to try to fix it up or retire from the race. As we see the field making their way down on the pit road, we are well before stage. But everybody's going to come down pit road for tires and fuel. Looks like fuel only for most of these drivers. Couple drivers taking tires, but most drivers, it looks like taking fuel only. Fuel only for Ken Byers, Brandon Lopez, Justin McMahon, Michael Dow, Chris Leftwich, Gary Amio. Two tires for a few drivers, more towards the back. First driver with 4 tires is Grant Chermak. Stephen Bonomo also took 4 tires on that stop. So already a few drivers out of competition with some heavy damage. Of course, we want to thank again all of our great partners that make this possible. Our series sponsor, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, which is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecast, including cup, Xfinity, truck, driver apparel, hats, and jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at tracksidenascaroutlet.com. Of course, your race tonight is brought to you by Nap Daddy Racing. Originally started as an iRacing design shop, Nap Daddy Racing has now expanded to be your one-stop shop for all your iRacing needs. From custom paints, templates, team branding, and much more, Nap Daddy Racing has you covered. Head on over to their website, napdaddyracing.com. Be sure to check out the free stuff tab. Of course, I'll try not to butcher it this time. Auto Pros is your full service auto center in Roxborough, North Carolina. They specialize in foreign and domestic transmission repair, but can also handle all of your everyday auto needs. ASC certified technicians are standing by to help you in your time of need. Call 336-322-3230 if you're in the Roxborough area and ask for Bill. And lastly, rev up your brand's potential with Group 6 at every turn of the Doghouse racing season. As your creative marketing powerhouse, we're here to fuel your success, accelerate your impact, and steer your brand towards victory. Group 6, where every race is an opportunity to outshine and outperform. Discover more at group6inc.com. So due to the netcode and the internet issues that Christopher Simon was experiencing, he's decided to drop to the back of the pack. For as he claimed the incident, this league uses a honor system. If you cause the incident, you have to take an EOL. So Christopher Simon took that EOL. He's going to move to the rear of the field. Lights on the pace car are off. We are restacked, re-racked, and getting ready to refire here at Daytona. Ken Byers going to lead him down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag will fly, and we are racing again here at Daytona. Makes their way up through turns 1 and 2, getting back up to speed. Ken Byers trying to get a good shove here from the 24 of Justin McMahon. But up on that high side, we see Brandon Lopez and Michael Dow getting the run up on the high side. Lopez is clear, Dow is not. We see Chris Leftwich right there as well, as Lopez going to dive down to the bottom, leave his help all by himself, and he's going to check up that high lane and check out on the bottom. Ken Byers giving a big shove here as they come down across the stripe. This is lap number 14 of 44, so 30 laps left in the competition. We're just a few laps away from that halfway break, or halfway stage, where points will be awarded to the top 10. Of course, unlike in NASCAR, we will not be throwing the yellow flag for the stage. Just points will be awarded. As we got one down through the grass. That was the 98 of Jamie Horn getting a little squirrely down there. He's able to hold on to it. As that bottom lane starting to check out from the top lane, we see one driver back there that looked like a silver car ducking down into the bottom lane. That was a 69 of Grant Chermak. As Justin McMahon now tries to lead that top lane with a big shove from Garamillo as they come down the backstretch. See these cars snaking around because of the draft, because of the banking, because the way these cars are designed. They are much more stable in the corners than they are on the straightaway. As Lopez jumps back up to the high side, McMahon's going to go up there and block. Now he's going to go back down to the bottom side. McMahon working both sides, trying to keep himself out in front, and so far doing a good job of it. Now Ken Byers is going to jump up to the high side, try to get a shove here from Lopez. It's just McMahon in that monster machine. Kind of stuck down on the bottom. Now he's got some help there from the 7 of Gary Amio. And right behind we see the 14 of Mark Dumont making his way in the picture. And Daniel Wilkerson up there as well. Stephen Bonomo up on that low, or down on that low lane, trying to get something going as that top lane starts to fade just a little bit. Forgot to mention one of our other great partners here, Jensen Broadcasting. but the Doghouse Racing League as well. Butt kicker is established a trusted leader in gaming haptics. Line of butt kicker products let users feel low frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. If you're using a butt kicker, you driving here, you'd feel every bump, every turn, every time the car got a little out of shape, right through your seat. So check them out at thebuttkicker.com as Daniel Wilkerson now moves up into that high lane, and he's going to try to pull that top train along. Meanwhile, we've broken up into two distinct groups. Jamie Horn leads group number 2. That's Jamie Horn, Kevin Brown, Christopher Simon, Jonathan Jennings back here as well. See Jennings currently being scored 8 laps down. Might have a little bit of an issue to start, but the way super speedway racing can be sometimes, he might be in the right place at the right time right now, trying to keep himself out of trouble. Of course, with the other drivers who are out of the race, Kevin Thompson, Robert Lawson, John Smith, retired, Eric Warman still in the pits trying to get some of that damage repaired. As these drivers are beating and banging down the backstretch, trying to get as much side draft as they can, as the 117 of Richard Leclerc now makes a move up to the high side. He's getting a push from Brandon Lopez. Ooh, some 3 wide in the back there. Chris Lankwich. Zoom Bonomo, Michael Dow. Being 3 wide like that, they are going to lose a lot of time here. They could even be in danger of losing the pack. As Justin McMahon continues the lead with 25 laps to go, which means we are just 3 laps away from the halfway stage. Great shove there from Garamio, trying to keep that 24 out in front. That top lane starting to get a little energy now. They're trying to make their way up towards the front. If you want to follow the Doghouse Racing League all season long, check out their website at doghouseracingligue.com for stats, standings. Oh, the 17 gets turned. He goes around. Garamio around as well. Caution is going to fly. And that's going to bring up our second wreckage rewind of the night. So we take a look here. We see, yeah, that's just a case of the pusher pushing, or pushing the pusher there. Garamio, nowhere to go, runs into the side of the 117. Both drivers go sliding down through the infield. Don't think either driver hit anything here. I think they're able to get by pretty much unscathed. We see the 7 sliding to a stop here as well. Neither driver making contact with the inside wall. We should be able to come back around and get those cars fixed up. And get back in the competition where Justin McMahon currently leads. And this is going to bring us to the stage. because the stage ends the next lap, I don't think we'll see anybody coming down pit road. I think everybody is good to go on fuel. As I say that, we see drivers diving down on the pit road. Everybody's going to come down pit road. Except for Mike Leftwich and Steven Bonomo both stay out onto the racetrack. As Justin McMahon already down and away. Brandon Lopez was able to beat him off of pit road. And what I was saying, as the caution flew there, check out the Doghouse Racing League website for your schedules, point standings, stats, as well as merch. DoghouseRacingLeague.com. There are links down below to all our sponsors here tonight, including Trackside NASCAR Outlet, which is your home for merch in the Doghouse Racing League, NASCAR merch. Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecast, including cup, Xfinity, truck, driver apparel, hats, and jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at TracksideNASCAROutlet.com. So a couple new faces here up at the front. So Mike Leftwich going to be your leader, last year's winner at Daytona. Trying to make it 2 opening races in a row. Steven Bonomo going to restart from his outside in position number 2. Brandon Lopez, Justin McMahon in row at number 2, followed by Mark Dumont and Ken Byers. As the lights are now off on the pace car. And we get ready to go back green flag racing with 20 laps to go when they cross the line. Still a lot of racing left here. And anything can happen. A couple drivers out there still with a little bit of damage. Gary Ramillo looks like he was able to get most of that fixed up, but he's got a lot of damage to the nose of that car. The 17, Richard Leclerc, looks like he's got that car cleaned up on the left side. Not sure what the right side of that car looks like. See if we can see here. Can't really tell here, but pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Our Mike Leftwich going to lead him down to the restart zone. Green flag will fly. We are back racing with just 20 laps to go. Top 4 breaking away from the rest of the field, which is not what you want to see. Those cars can get lined up behind and get a huge run, as we already see Jamie Horn starting to do on that low side. with a big push from the 99 of Ken Byers as Steven Bonomo takes over the lead of the race. Here comes Justin McMahon up on that high side with a big shove here from the 14 of Mark Dumont. Dumont and McMahon trying to get something to go, and they're both clear. They're both going to slide down to the bottom here. But here comes Kevin Brown, someone we haven't talked about here tonight. And oh, the 14 gets left out to dry. He is in the sucker hole in the center and falling back like a rock, and that is not where you want to be. We talked about before, being in the middle by yourself is a bit of a death sentence. Here's somebody who just went from second place all the way back to 12th and still losing positions as Kevin Brown takes over the top spot with Jamie Horn in the second position and Justin McMahon riding in third. Still 3 wide in the back. Now they get it figured out as Daniel Wilkerson lets the 14 in line. Bottom lane, all single file. We won't find double file till we get back to the 9th position where Kenneth Byers and Richard Leclerc are trying to get something going up on that high side as they work around to the outside the 69 of Grant Sherman. And now Kenneth Byers all by himself. He's going to tuck in line as the field gets single file. Except for the 114. I'm sorry, the 14 of Mark Dumont jumping up to the high side. And more to follow. I'm sorry, this is a 117 jumping out of line there with more to follow. Ken Byers, Mark Dumont, Daniel Wilkerson, Christopher Simon all jump up to that high side. As Kevin Brown continues the lead, followed by the 98 of Jamie Horn and the 24 of Justin McMahon. Now we see him pushing and shoving up on that high side. You don't want to push the pusher. You can push the guy in front of you as long as there is nobody else. And now the 117 stuck in that sucker hole, and he's going to fall all the way back to the back. As Brandon Lopez jumps up to the high side. Now that middle lane's starting to get a little formed up. You see Lopez and Byers working what would be a middle lane. Trying to move themselves up towards the front. As we come down the backstretch, coming to 15 laps to go. Jamie Horn giving a big shove here as we look off the back bumper of Kevin Brown. And as they come down the straightaways, you'll see that 98 get right on the back bumper. As Kevin Brown able just to hold it wide open all the way around the racetrack out in front, although he is burning a little bit more fuel than anybody else on the racetrack. Jamie Horn coming to give the big shove down the backstretch. So now we ride along with Jamie Horn. Take a look off the front bumper of the 98 machine. As the entire field continues to run pretty much single file except for a couple stragglers on the outside about 4 or 5 rows back. It's Ken Byers, Lopez, and Wilkerson up there. Oh! Ken Byers gets turned. Caution is out. Ooh, Christopher Simon takes the evasive action there. Down through the grass and a lot of damage to the front end of that 99. Looks like both front wheels A lot of damage to the front suspension of that machine. Looks like he will be out. And I'll bring up our third wreckage rewind of the night. Just looks like a bit of a bad bump here. Yeah, you see the bump coming off the corner, gets down into McMahon. McMahon's going to have a bit of damage there. Brandon Lopez, heavy damage to the front of his car. Daniel Wilkerson able to get around. It's like just those two cars involved. Let's take a ride here. Go with the 20 of Michael Dow here as he can sees exactly what he sees coming off the corner. And the drivers trying to stay off of each other as they make their way through the wreck. Well, be interested to see if anybody does make their way down on the pit road here. See Kevin Brown looking down to the inside. He is going to come along with Stephen Bonomo, Mike Leftwich, Grant Chermak, Gary Romeo coming down pit road as well. We see the 57 of Jonathan Jennings coming down pit road. Our first 6 cars stay out on the racetrack as we see the 21 of Christopher Simon making his way around. He will be your lucky dog. And Jamie Horn will take over the lead of this race. So when we come around, we'll have about 10 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. So far, it's been an exciting race. It's about to heat up even more. With a great season ahead of us in this new ARCA car. Starting here at Daytona. Next week, we'll move on to Charlotte Motor Speedway, Dover, Iowa, and Michigan, Kansas, North Wilkesboro, Las Vegas, Nashville Superspeedway, Bristol, Texas, and rounding out the season at Talladega Superspeedway in September. A fantastic run of races here. As Eric Warman drives down on the pit road. I don't know if he's got some more damage he wants to get fixed up or what, but lights are off on the pace car. When we take it green this time, we'll have just 10 laps to go. So we're going to have a 10-lap shootout here. Jamie Horn down on... Actually, Jamie Horn taking the top on this restart. So they'll have Michael Dow right behind him. On the low side, we see Justin McMahon and Daniel Wilkerson lined up. In the last restart, we saw our front two rows kind of check out from the rest of the field. We'll have to see how this one works out here. As the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Pace car is off. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing with 10 laps to go. Great jump for Jamie Horn up on that high side. He's going to tuck down in front of Justin McMahon. See Michael Dow going to tuck in behind McMahon. And David Wilkinson falls back into the 4th position as that low lane looks like the lane to be in right now, as the entire field, except for one car, single file. That is the 69 of Grant Chermak, up on the high side all by himself. Now Kevin Brown, Stephen Bonomo jump up to the high side as Chermak dives down into the inside lane. Here comes Daniel Wilkerson jumping up high as they come down into turns 3 and 4. Chermak jumps up there as well. We got 4 cars up on the high side. Will it be enough to get in line? Try to push themselves to the front with just 9 laps to go. So far, Jamie Horn able to stay out in front for the time being. Justin McMahon sitting right there on the back bumper. As Wilkerson tries to get something going up on that high side. 4 cars up there. Here comes the 5th one. Eric Warman's going to join the party up on the high side. See if they can get something rolling here in these final laps. Or if somebody else is going to jump up there and try to block. Christopher Simon looks like he's going to fall to the back. As Chermak now drives down to the bottom, leaving just 3 cars up on that high side. Well, they're starting to make something work here as they are close together, tightly packed. That's where the energy is going to come from. As you see that low lane much more separated. The field comes down the backstretch with 8 laps to go. See the big gap there between the 14 of Mark Dumont and the 117 of Richard Leclerc. That is going to slow down that movement, as opposed to the 4 who are tightly nose to tail up on the high side. See Jonathan Jennings up on that high side as well, trying to help that group along. Right now, it's all Jamie Horn up at the front. Christopher Simon has lost the pack. He is no longer in the draft. He's going to be running significantly slower than the rest of the field. Right now, your leader doing about 185, 186 miles an hour. Or Christopher Simon all by himself running about a 174. It's about 10 miles an hour slower by yourself than in the pack. Especially drivers more in the center of the pack. We're seeing now almost 190 for some of these drivers. A couple of these drivers have hit almost 200 miles an hour throughout the race. As now Daniel Wilkerson starting to make some hay up there on the high side. So made himself up to the 4th row. Has 5 cars now up there on the high side with Eric Warman joining the battle. And in 2 or 3 laps, we should see that 28 of Daniel Wilkerson battling with Jamie Horn for the lead. Jamie Horn, though, going to jump up to the high side. Going to throw the block. Now jumps back down to the low side. But you see the separation there between the 98, the 24, and the 20. That is going to allow Daniel Wilkerson to get some more momentum again here on the high side. As they say that, now that bottom lane starts to pull back away as Kevin Brown and Jonathan Jennings get separated, and Bonomo is going to dive down to the bottom. Here comes the 14 of Mark Dumont now making his way up to the high side with the 117 of Richard Leclerc. So the two Canadians getting connected here up on that high lane. They're going to try to get something going. Oh, as Kevin Brown gets turned around, but he saves it. What a save from Kevin Brown, able to keep that car going in the right direction. We stay green. Fortunately, these 4 cars lose the pack. See if we can go back and look at this save here from Kevin Brown. Little contact there, and you would think that they were completely gone, but able to keep it going. As we're coming to 3 laps to go, coming to 2 laps to go when they cross the line this time, and Justin McMahon continues to hang out on the back bumper of Jamie Horn as they go down into turn number 3. McMahon kind of peeks up to the high side here. We see Stephen Bonomo up on that top side with a shove here from Daniel Wilkerson. 2 laps to go here from Daytona. Jamie Horn out in front, but for how much longer? It's just McMahon is eager to get back into victory lane. Stephen Bonomo trying to steal one here. Up on the high lane, and he's got the run. He's got the momentum with the shove here from Daniel Wilkerson. Now McMahon giving the big push to the 98 of Jamie Horn. The separation, though, that's going to give the momentum back to the high side as they come off of turn at number 4. The white flag will fly. 1 more lap to go here in our season opener here from Daytona. Stephen Bonomo just barely out in front. As they come down into turns 1 and 2. Bonomo is clear, but he's not going to leave his help. But yes, he will leave his help, as he's going to dive down to the bottom to try to block the run of the 98 of Horn. Now he's going to jump back up to the top side. Bonomo running both lanes here, trying to stay out in front. He is clear by a car length now. But here comes Jamie Horn back on the bottom with the big shove. Oh, Daniel Wilkerson pushes up the track. That's going to separate Bonomo from, they get turned. Bonomo now all by himself. Big wreck in the back. Jamie Horn out in front as they come down to the stripe. Jamie Horn's going to win it. Stephen Bonomo comes on second. Justin McMahon in third. Mike Leftwich and Michael Dow round out your top 5. As they all wrecked behind coming to the line. But Jamie Horn wins the season opener here from Daytona in the Nap Daddy Racing Designs 110. He's going to come right down to the start-finish line where he's going to celebrate his win. And what an exciting finish we had here in the Nap Daddy Designs 110 from Daytona. Let's take a look at our finishing order here. Again, Jamie Horn getting your win. Stephen Bonomo coming home in second. Justin McMahon back in third. Mike Leftwich. Thought I had the results there on the screen, but they did not pop up. There we go. Jamie Horn with the win. Stephen Bonomo comes home second. Justin McMahon in third. Mike Leftwich and Michael Dow, your top five. Grant Chermak comes home in sixth. Kevin Brown in seventh. Richard Leclerc, Daniel Wilkerson, and Mark Dumont round out your top 10. Gary Mio brings it home in 11th. Christopher Simon 12th. Jonathan Jennings, Brandon Lopez, and Eric Warman your top 15. Ken Byers comes home in 16th. Chris Leftwich in 17th. Robert Lawson back in the 18th position. 19th was Kevin Thompson. And John Smith round out the field here tonight in your season opener from Daytona. As we get ready to talk to our top three, starting with your third place driver of the 24, that is Justin McMahon. Justin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Man, what a run for you there tonight. Up at the front for a little bit, then kind of faded back a little bit, but able to get yourself back onto the podium there at the end. A wild finish there at the end. Was there anything you could have done a little bit differently?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of going back to try to watch it myself right now. I thought I was going to be able to push Jamie out there a little bit further so that I could potentially get out there in front of the outside line moving and try to set myself up to get a run on him. But unfortunately, I mean, the side draft is just so big in these that, you know, I got him out there a little bit further out in front of me than, you know, what I thought would have been enough for me to be able to kind of pull back to him and then kind of shoot out to try to make a move. But they wrecked behind the 9, and the 9 car, his side draft, he just pulled me back. I couldn't gain anything on him. But I guess really the only thing I should have done maybe is try to moved out of line a few laps earlier to try to get around the 98 there. But, you know, he's part of the team, so I figured, what the hell, we'll push when we can. And we would have had I thought all 4 of us were going to be in the top 4 there, but unfortunate for Daniel in the 28. Got wrecked there, I think. So, I don't know. Not really much I could have done there other than trying to move out, just trying to time it a little bit more. But it was fun. It was pretty hectic there the last couple laps. I had every light in the dash was blinking there. I thought I was going to blow it, but I figured it could go at least one more lap.
It's always a scary sight when you see all those gauges flashing at you. Well, again, great run here. Good team finish for you guys here tonight. You move on to Charlotte next week. I know it's a track you enjoy. Talk about it. What do you think how's your chances next week at Charlotte?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We've really only practiced these new ARCA cars, for me anyways, at Super Speedway, so I'm not really sure how they are at the 1.5 miles. So far I like them. I think it should be fun. I think we should be pretty decent there, so we're just going to have to wait and see. Hopefully get a good qualifying spot and we can stay up front.
Well, my Tuesday night league runs these ARCA cars, and Charlotte was a blast for us, so I'm looking forward to seeing the show that you guys put on here tonight or next week. And of course, Justin, before we let you go, good showing in the season opener here tonight. Anyone want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, Daniel and everybody that runs the league at Doghouse. Just you see them on the track racing, but a lot of stuff that they're doing behind the scenes is a lot. So just want to thank them for keeping their hands in and sticking with it and running this league. They do a hell of a job, and you guys for doing the broadcast every season. You guys do a great job. Shout out to my teammates at Loud Pedal, Daniel, Bill, and Jamie, and Gary, and Steven, and K-Doggy. So thanks for those guys for helping. We practice every week together. And also, I don't have an official paint yet, but Group 6, he's also a sponsor again this season. So I got him. I'll have him on the car eventually here, but running the Hoonigan right now on the Ford. So shout out to Group 6 for helping me out.
It's better than that Jeff Gordon scheme that we've seen the last couple of weeks.
I knew that was coming. I knew it.
Well, again, hey, you didn't have Jeff Gordon scheme and you came up on the podium here tonight, so maybe that's telling you something.
Yeah, maybe it's time to make the move.
Well, again, awesome job here tonight, Justin. Good luck next week, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Have
Appreciate
a great night. So that was your third place finisher, Justin McMahon. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Steven Bonomo. Steven, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, hey, how's it going, Josh?
Man, what a run for you tonight. Coming home P2, just one spot short, but it wasn't due to lack of effort. It looked more like the cars behind you kind of getting wrapped up there. But man, talk us through those last couple laps, because I thought you had it there at the end.
Yeah, I was pretty focused. I'm still waiting for my first Doghouse points win. I've only won a fun race. So I don't know. I just thought I had it. But yeah, I mean, Daniel did an amazing job pushing me, and I was talking to Jamie about it, and I wasn't sure at that one point to drop in front of him or not, because I didn't know if he was going to make a move, because I race with Jamie every single day, so I know how he thinks. He's very smart. So I just stayed where I was because Daniel was pushing me so well, and I just think Daniel got pushed a little too hard, because I think if he would have been able to get to me, the side draft, like, it did a lot. As you saw, like, me pulling Justin back, he even said he felt it. I feel like if I would have got to Jamie, I was going to try to do the same thing, but it just didn't work out. But yeah, it was stressful.
Yeah, these cars punch a big hole in the air. Definitely have a lot of side draft to them.
Yeah.
I know I run these cars actually in about an hour. So I
know. Oh, nice. I love these cars.
They're a great car, and they put on a great show for sure. Especially next week, we move on to Charlotte. I don't know if you've got any practice there, but how you like your chances there, Charlotte?
We'll definitely get practice there. I feel like every time I've been to Charlotte, I've done better. One of the things I struggled with has been just 1.5 mile speedways, and I put a lot of practice in, found out some techniques that helped me out a lot, and I feel like I'm better on tire wear than I was the last few seasons that I've been running in the league. So I feel pretty good about it. I forgot how long it was, but the last Charlotte that we did, the long race, I finished top 10, I believe. So I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see how these cars run there, though. I haven't done that yet.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck next week at Charlotte, of course, before we let you go. And you want to thank any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. The league in general, Daniel, all the admins, they're my teammates as well, for the most part, and so I get to race with them all the time, and they've taught me a lot. So this league has just taught me so much about iRacing. ESR, my teammate Jamie, who me and him are the only ESR right now. And my buddy Gabe made me my paint scheme for this race. He made my Gen 4 one as well. So I'm big fan of. He doesn't race or anything, but just a big thanks to him and all my other friends that watch it. Yeah, that's basically it.
And awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up here tonight. Hopefully, you can get that elusive victory here this season. We'll be pulling for you, and of course, good luck next week at Charlotte. Have yourself
we're going to go for it. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate you. You do great as always. You have a good night.
Have a good night.
Right.
So that was your second place finisher, Steven Bonomo. As the screen goes blank there, let's bring up our winner here tonight, Jamie Horn. Jamie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a win here tonight. Started from the pits, kind of drove yourself back up through the field. Was that strategy, or did you have some issues there at the beginning of the race?
No, so I gridded, and it said we had 54 seconds left, so I got up and run. I back out real quick. I got up and run and get a drink, and I guess if you have already gridded and exit out of the car, if everybody comes in, then they'll go ahead and start the race, apparently. Lesson learned. So I thought my night was going to be going downhill from the start there, but ended up might have worked out for the best.
Yeah, sometimes starting in the back there, staying away from the trouble, you were able to get hooked up with the field pretty quickly, kept your nose clean, and were able to be there at the end. Talk about those last couple of laps there, because I know things got a little tight, things got a little white knuckle there, and I thought Steven was going to dive down in front of you there at the end, but he stayed high, and it fortunately worked out in your favor as they all wrecked behind you.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't want to be the leader on the bottom line coming to the last lap. So when he did come down in front of me, I was actually kind of happy. I told him that for selfish reasons, I was glad he got down in front of me. Then he went back up to the high lane, and Justin was giving great pushes, and we were catching them, and I was planning on side drafting him going in the corner and seeing what we could do, but I think Daniel unfortunately got turned, which killed a lot of the momentum on the high lane. But it was kind of stressful. It's always stressful being the leader because you're watching the car behind you, the car on the outside, trying to judge runs, and I don't like to try to block both lanes too much because you really only get most of the time a couple of times of doing that before you get unlucky. So I didn't really know how it's going to play out, and I've not in this league. I haven't won a super speedway yet, so it's the first time. I usually get caught up in something, typically on the last lap of not my doing. So I'm kind of excited to finally get a win at super speedway.
Well, next week we move on to Charlotte Motor Speedway. How do you like your chances there?
Like the track, this car is new to all of us, so it's going to be interesting to see who can figure out how the car is going to do, tire wear and everything. And I think it'll be fun. I'm excited, ready to get there.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win here tonight. Before I let you go, though, anyone you want to thank? Any shout out you have?
Shout out to you and everything you do with the broadcast. Great broadcast every week. Me and Daniel did some broadcasting of the Truck Series, so I have definitely a newfound respect for broadcasters. It's not near as easy as it looks. Shout out to all our sponsors: Trackside NASCAR Outlet, Group 6, Shoney's, Butt Kicker, Nap Daddy Designs. Everybody that sponsors the league, we appreciate it. It helps tremendously with broadcasting and keeping the league going. My teammates, proud of Steven for getting second. Thanks to Justin for the pushes and everybody else on the team. They had a good night. Some of them had some unfortunate luck, but hate that. But they'll bounce back. And shout out to my mom watching.
And well, again, congratulations on the win. Good luck next week at Charlotte, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
You as well. So you have it, your winner, Jamie Horn, getting the win here in your season opener here in the Nap Daddy Designs 110 here tonight in the Doghouse Racing League, brought to you by Trackside NASCAR Outlet. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Don't forget to check out all the great partners down below in the description. Check out Nap Daddy Designs. You can check out Group 6, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, Auto Pros as well. Check it all out down below and give support where you can. Of course, that's going to do it for us here tonight. We'll be right back here next Tuesday night. And looking forward to some racing from Charlotte here in these ARCA cars. Again, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live.